Okay. So basically, if you take the filter, like we know this diagram already. So it is nothing
Right.
but like what we learned before. So filter is something. It's like suppose just we'll just see the normal flow now. So normal flow,
Right.
what will happen? There will be one HTTP request from the browser. So whenever the hit button or something, the request will come to the server. Then the
Right.
server through the web.xml, it will identify where it needs to go. That means which servlet it needs to go.
Right.
Then it will give the response back. That response object will be given to the browser. So that's a normal scenario. Now,
Mm.
the reason for filter is just take that before it goes to the servlet. You need to do some validation or you need to do something. On that
Right.
case, you will have the filter. So the filter will be configured. So that suppose if you have a login page and before you go into the login page, in the login filter, you need to do something. Then what you will do, you will create one login filter that you will configure in the web.xml so that whenever you are logging in, so before it goes to the login servlet, it will go to the login filter and it will do whatever it want. Then it will go to the login servlet. So the other flow is same. Only thing is before it goes to that servlet, that it will go to the filter. Then it will continue.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we are saying. So if we put the filter, so the before the request goes to the servlet directly, it will go to that filter, then it will go to the servlet. And for the same servlet URL, you can have many filters so that it will go to the first filter, then second. So it will go via all the filters, then it will reach the servlet like
Okay.
this. So the request object will be generated. Then in the container, first it will find is there any filter for this request URL.
Right.
Then it will go to through the filter to reach the servlet or JSP or HTML, whatever the endpoint is.
Now, let's say you have three filters. They just go in one after another
Yeah,
in sequence, the way we listed in the
yeah,
web.xml
yeah,
file.
yeah, 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 exactly.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
then now the confusion which we got yesterday is like how to configure it. The configuration is simple. Just you need to give this filter name and filter mapping. This
Right.
one, the confusion happened in the URL pattern. What URL pattern we need to give? Basically, it is like based on our reason, like what we need to give. Suppose if you see here, answer slash, just make it as a login.
Yeah. That's the part I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Right.
So if we
So
give
what are
login,
these?
yeah, saying something?
Yes. No. So basically, when you put the slash login filter, so what is it saying is that okay, I have a filter called F1, right?
Yeah,
And the F1 class name is my filter. That's the class name. Now, after I go to the class one, and then if it pass the filter, then it will go into uh, uh, then it will go into
alert.
the pattern URL, or do I go to the pattern URL first?
Sorry?
Under filter mapping, right? Filter mapping,
Yeah,
and then we have a filter name F1, and then maybe how about
yeah,
this?
I will.
Can you
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
me
yeah,
through the flow?
yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm having
So
a problem. The
now when,
flow of it. Okay.
yeah, just take there is a login page. When they click on the
Right.
submit, the URL is created. The URL is something look like this: localhost colon 8080
Yeah.
slash application slash
Right. Okay.
login. The maybe not
Right.
login. And from login we are going to give, so it will be like login servlet.
Okay. 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 Speak that example so I
Yeah, so
understand.
this is the URL. So now if there
Right.
is no filter, it will just take this value, then it will go to the web.xml.
Right.
Then in the web.xml, it will search for this URL. Whether is there any servlet which is mapped with this URL. So if that is not mapped, we know like from the service method, it will go to the do post method and it will display the message
Yeah.
like method
Yeah.
not found. So if the login
Right.
servlet is found, then it will check for the method inside that login servlet do post. So whatever it is there, it will be executed. Now
Right.
in this case, when the login
Right.
servlet came in, basically it will come into the web.xml and it will find what are the things that is mapped with this URL like before.
Okay.
What servlet,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, yeah, when you talk about the login.servlet, can
yeah.
can you move the pointer to the inside so that it would find up two row, right? That's it to go and find the second. Uh,
Uh,
no,
it is
no,
normal.
no, up.
Don't get confused. Okay,
Okay.
so where
Okay.
I will come again from beginning. So this is the
Okay.
URL. Whenever
Right.
the URL got hitted, it will just take this part of the URL, which is after the application name. It
Right.
will take this URL and it will come to the web.xml. In the
Okay.
web.xml, the servlet also will be configured and filter also will be configured, and it will also
Right.
check in our Java file is there any annotation based configuration for this URL mapping.
Okay. Right.
Okay, then for this URL mapping, now if we see in case of normally if there is a filter or no filter, it will just find what are the things is mapped. Suppose if you take here also login filter and here also login
Right.
filter. Now it find two
Right.
entry for the login filters. That's it. Only
Okay.
thing is first step is it will find what are the things is mapped with this URL. That means the
Okay.
login filter. Now after this it will decide. So there is a filter. So before it go, I need to go to the servlet. I need to go to the filter. Simple. If
Okay.
there is no filter, it finds only one. That means it will say, okay, there is only one servlet, so there is no filter. So I will directly go to the servlet. That is a normal behavior. Now it finds a
Right.
filter, so I need to go to the filter. That will be decided by the server.
Yeah. Let's talk about this case.
Yeah,
Talk about this particular case.
yeah,
So it go into the, let's say this is what's in the web.xml, right?
yeah. Okay.
The the slash log filter match, right?
Yeah,
There's a filter F1. Is that right?
yeah,
Talk to about this case, right?
yeah. So it will
Uh,
come to the
uh,
filter first, then it
right,
will go
right,
to the
right there.
servlet.
Yeah, it's found that, right?
Yeah,
Right, and then there's a filter for it,
yeah,
F1, right?
yeah,
Filter name F1. Go
yeah,
up one line, right?
yeah,
Yeah, find F1, and then it will go up to the filter XML and say, oh, F1, that is the my filter, right? So go ahead and execute that, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I got that part. And then let's say the filter passed, meaning that it do the do chain whatever, then it go into
To this one.
whatever the
Yes.
servlet,
Yeah.
and then it will go into the
The
no,
respective
no.
servlet. Yeah.
So if you configure like that, where would it go? Because there's a URL pattern login servlet login filter.
Okay.
That's a login servlet, right? So
Yeah.
what did we say?
Yeah. Okay. See.
You scroll down,
Now I'll just tell. So it finds here, then it finds
right?
a filter name, then it goes to the filter name, then it goes to this
Yeah.
class, and whatever it will execute. After do chain, it will find here, then this name. This is a servlet. So in the servlet, it finds the name, it goes to a particular servlet class. But in our case, this mapping won't be there. So it will find the annotation, it will go to the particular servlet.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Got
okay.
it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like we know if we have multiple filters, it will go by the order. But now what we are going to try is, first we'll try this filter first. Only one URL pattern that we already tried, but today we will try once more. Then we will have some two filters. One filter is mapped to some other URL, other filter is mapped to some other URL. Then
Mhm.
we will see other things. Okay,
Okay.
I'll make you present.
Okay, so what do I need to do now? I have a login
I'll
filter,
just
right? So
double click on the web.xml.
um,
Yeah,
right now
here. Yeah,
that's a
no, right here,
yeah.
right here. One second, I will take the control so that it will be easy.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you see here, right now okay, here I will change it to I think we have login servlet. Okay, so now I configured my filter so that whenever the URL is login servlet, it will go to the login filter.
Right.
Okay,
So good.
and for the login, if we go to the login servlet, so if you see here, this is mapped with login servlet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this
Right.
URL mapping is also same as the login filter URL. Okay, instead of configuring the
Right.
servlet in the web.xml, we configure as annotation. So whenever the login
Right.
servlet is there, now it can find two entries. One is login filter, one is login servlet.
Right.
Now if we execute, first it will go to the login filter, this class.
Right.
Then from there, after so it will go to the do filter. So based on the condition, if whenever the chain.do filter is called, it will go to the login servlet. Otherwise, it won't go to the login servlet.
Right.
Yeah. Now we can execute and we can try like it's happening the same thing. You got
Okay.
it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. This I got it. Yeah.
Actually, this is exactly what the filter is. Other things are like what are the other scenarios that we are trying. The filter is this is what there is one new entry which is coming in between the servlet.
Mm-hmm.
The request will go through civil filter first, then other thing. So now here Richard, and then if I give the same thing, now it goes to the login page that we know already. I'm just going to
Right.
log off. Then I will try and then here some other thing. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Now it goes to the login page because in the login filter, I'm redirecting to the login page
Right.
when that doesn't match.
Okay. Right. So we can go back to it.
Yeah. So now what we are going to do after login servlet from the home page, when you click on maybe something like what can we do? Okay. Okay. Now if you see here, now it is there. Now if I go and I'm just giving add, which is add.jsp. When I click on
Mm-hmm.
enter, you can see the page is opening, even though there is no user logged in.
Right.
Did you got it? So this is not supposed to happen. Okay, when there is
Right.
no user is there, we are not supposed to access this page.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, mm, okay,
So put a filter.
yeah, web.xml. So here, maybe in the login filter itself, okay, we'll just have one more filter otherwise. So now this time I'm going to give,
App.jsp or something.
yeah, and.jsp. So that's the URL pattern. Now it goes to the, so instead of login filter, so there should be duplicate with the filter name because it will confuse. The filter
Right.
name should be different.
But can we use the same filter? I mean, just delete
Yeah,
that and then
same
use this.
filter we can use. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So now you create a new one.
yeah.
Adopt after exercise one.
Okay, now can you just create that one more filter and just copy paste from this login filter?
Uh,
Yeah. Can you do that?
oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So create another filter.
yeah,
Create another filter, right?
yeah.
Oh, authentication filter. Okay. Yeah.
Because for me, from doing it is making somewhat slow. So
Okay. So I do a new. So let's other filter. Okay, so we got in the authentication filter. Change that to request response. Okay, so what do we want to do in here?
go to the login filter once.
Login filter. Okay, copy this.
Yeah, copy the same thing. Otherwise, maybe we can use the same. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For now, we'll just create new one. Yeah. Copy everything and yeah.
And we'll paste and then see what we need to change. Just put
Yeah.
everything in there. Okay, so we say that
Yeah. Here, there is no need of
let's see.
creating the response request. We'll just check
Yeah.
whether session article null. Okay. I'll just take the control.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to use just session article null, session article. Okay. Again, we need the request object. Okay.
So it shows some error. What's the problem? Need to import or something?
Yeah. So I'm converting the request object, creating the session object, and just checking whether session is not equal null. So session is there, then only it needs to go to that page. Otherwise, it needs to go to the again we need the response. Yeah. So if there is no session, that means that there is no user logged in. So we are
Yeah, right.
redirecting to the login.jsp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is shouldn't be there. Got it right? What we are doing?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So if you're not logged in, then yeah, it shouldn't go into. Oh, Gary, that's can you rerun that again? How did you bring how come the windows that move up here now? How did I bring
Yeah,
it down here?
because like we are opening this is in a full page. So if it is not in a full page,
Uh,
it will go here.
oh, say that again. How where did you click? Where did you click
This
to
one.
get it go down?
Yeah, no. Here you can see the yeah that one there.
Right.
If you double
What
click that,
happened?
yeah,
But it was up here before.
yeah,
So
one second.
what?
If I double click this one, this file will
Uh,
be visible in the full page.
okay.
Now if I run it, there is no page to. open this one. So it's
Oh,
coming. Yeah,
okay. Okay. So you just double click on
yeah, yeah. Double click.
inside,
Yeah, you
double
can
click in
not
here, or is it in up here?
the tab
The
where you
tab
can see
or
the
double click?
user title. Yeah,
Oh, okay, 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 yeah, got it. Okay, okay, got it. Double click. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought there had to be some kind. Okay,
okay.
okay, double click. I didn't know that.
Okay, now we need to go to the
Yeah,
this here added
let's see
this.
here.
So when I click enter, now you can see it is going to the login page.
Right. Yeah,
So
because
that's
of
what
the
we
filter.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got this. Yeah, yeah. This is a symbol. It's go through one filter and then yeah, of course, when we do this, then it will go. Let's say picture and then matches. Then it should go into the home page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So add. So one more thing. I just want to show the add JS. Oh, okay. So the redirect, redirect. It would show the URL.
Yeah, yeah,
But the which one is the one that didn't show the URL at all? It's like a forward
yeah. It's a forward. Yeah,
forward one. I won't see it. We won't see it.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got it. I got it. This one. Yeah. Yeah. I understand the one filter. Yes. Yeah. Maybe can we maybe do one with two filters or something? See how that works.
To filter. Okay. So what we'll do? I'll just change this one to login solid now. For the same URL, now we have two filters. Okay. So, but in authentication filter, what we'll do? We can do this one, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Can you go back to the web address and I want to see what the okay. So what are we trying to do here? We say filter mapping filter filter mapping or filter mapping and then filter two filter. Okay. So the first filter. So the URL is login server with the authenticate filter. Oh, the same URL. Okay, so it go which filter will go into
It
first.
should go to
So
login
is that
filter, then it should be authentication filter.
login and then the authentication filter? Okay, I got it. Okay, okay, okay. Then everything there will be login server. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first. This is the first one that we go through,
No,
or
this
the
is the
second one.
second one. So login filter is
Uh,
here. So I'm just trying to
uh,
see the difference, like where
yeah.
it needs to go. So maybe we can check some role here. But what I'm going to do is that here in the of name not equal null, because we already know this condition
Yeah.
satisfied, then only it is coming here.
All right.
So what I'm going to do here, name equal Richard.
Yeah.
So only this name came in, I will allow. Otherwise, I won't.
Okay.
This should be the username.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure about double equal.
Then remove the single quote. Single quote.
Double quote should be fine.
No, but I'm talking about the S. Do you need this?
Oh, yeah, that we don't. Yeah, now we can just run it and you can see. So first time you pass the username as different.
Yeah.
We can see. 1 second. Maybe
And,
here I will do one more.
no,
I will do.
yeah, maybe because it will pass the second one,
Yeah,
right? It will pass this condition.
yeah,
Because
that's right.
it's not equal richer, but then it won't not equal to no and not equal to no, so it will still go through. So
Yeah.
maybe we need to remove. Or we can do like if name equal richer, maybe make another name equal something
No, no,
else
no.
too.
Here
Then
we
it
can
will
just
do
remove
that.
the else if.
Uh,
1 second.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we can remove that. Right. So that way, just only that,
Yeah.
only name richer will go
Maybe
through.
instead of login.jsp, I will move to add.jsp so that we can see the difference. Yeah, now you can run it. So if it goes to the add.jsp, that is this from this filter. If it is not
Yeah.
from that filter. Yeah, can you run it?
Well, oh, did you compile already? So it will pass the first filter,
Yeah,
but it won't pass the second one. Yeah. So
yeah.
is
It
that
go to
right?
the add.jsp. Yeah,
Yeah. Will actually be. But if I go and say,
password should be same here. Yeah,
yeah, let's go to the second one. So yeah, so go to the different one. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah,
so
so
you
go to
can
both of
have
them.
as many filters as you want, so it will pass through
Yeah, okay.
everything.
So
Okay.
let's see. So I want to see the so how you put the so basically you just stack them up. Right? So
Yeah,
this is a filter, locking filter, locking filter, and then we have another filter that use the same. Okay, okay, yeah, got that. Okay.
so I'll just tell yesterday what I was trying. So when I put only slash, okay,
Yeah,
before
this
that,
is the
yeah,
confusion.
so
Right, right,
don't
right.
worry. So before that, there is one more way when I put asterisk dot JSP. So in this case,
Uh,
for all the JSP, will go through this filter.
okay,
Okay, whenever you're
right.
giving this URL, it will go to the particular URL. But when I give star, that means add.jsp, login.jsp, for everything, it will go to the authentication filter.
Okay.
Okay, so now when I give only star for every URL, even JSP or sublet, whatever the URL comes in, for all the URLs, it
Mhm.
will go to the filter.
Okay, that's what I need.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. So what happens yesterday is we are putting this one. So what happens? So now just check yesterday we put the same thing for this login servlet,
Mhm.
right? I'll just remove this one and put it as add.jsp.
Okay, so go to everything, go to the login filter first. If the
Yeah,
login pass,
yeah,
then if it's a if it's a app JSP, then we go to the filter authentication.
yeah. Let's comment this one out so that there is no this one. I just comment it out. Now there is only one filter for every
Right,
URL, even add.jsp, everything will go to the login filter. So if you see in the
right.
login filter, what happens? If you just take login.jsp is a URL, so it comes inside,
Mhm.
okay, and it
Right.
checks and everything is null, so it will redirect to the login.jsp.
Mhm.
Again, for that login.jsp, it will come to this filter. That's what the confusion
Yeah.
was. So again it will be
Yeah.
redirected. Again it will come. Again it will redirect. That's why the page didn't able to display it. So it's looping
Okay.
infinitely because of the
Okay.
login.jsp. Because for every URL it will come to the filter. Every time we are redirecting it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the problem yesterday. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
okay. So that's why we couldn't succeed. But exactly what the filter is, based on the what URL is mapped, it will go to the filter.
Okay. Because we said all URL, so therefore
Yeah,
keep going and then lock
yeah,
in DSP, it keep looping.
yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay.
So basically, this is how they will use for authentication. So for every page, you need to want the user to be authenticated before viewing a page. Then they will give slash asterisk and they will map with this filter. But only thing is here we'll make one condition, which is we'll check for the URL whether that URL is login.jsp. If the URL is login.jsp, we don't have to send redirect. We can do the chain do filter so that login.jsp will be displayed.
Okay.
Okay, for checking that URL, I think it is. Let me check. URL. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Richard, can I try?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there's a get request at URL and there's a URI. Okay.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
now it should work.
Mm-hmm.
So here the redirect to the. Oh, we are doing in the login.jsp. Sorry, it should be because right now we are configuring login
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's the control. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. So we are just checking whether it's a login.jsp URL. Then we are just moving it to do filter so that it won't loop through again.
Yeah. Then do you need to do the else respond that send
Here,
redirect, right?
here it is there. So if it is not going inside in, then it's not a problem. Maybe we can put it in else so that it will be clear.
Okay. Would our L still work? It won't continue and do chain filter. It would stop right there. It won't go into continue executing. You see my question? Let's say you don't have this else. You just leave it without an else, so it do this, and then it will stop. It won't go and execute
No,
this
no,
line.
no. It will continue based on like
It
browser
will,
behavior.
oh, it will continue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we need an else.
Yeah, you can run it now.
Okay.
No, no, you don't have to log in now. Now you directly go to the add.jsp or
Oh,
home.jsp. You can give home.jsp also.
now do add JSP.
Yeah, anything is fine because for every URL we added this.
Yeah.
So you can see that. So for every
Okay.
URL, now the user is not there. Now what you do, you just log in.
Right. Okay. Anything or has to be
Yeah,
this?
the character Richard and password, username password same.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you go to the add.jsp URL, change the URL to add.jsp. Now it goes because it is authenticated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It will
still
go.
goes to the filter,
Yeah.
but that's how it
Yeah.
works. So now every page can be viewed only by the user after they log in.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because of because of this user login.
Yeah. No, so if you log off
Okay.
and if you give some other page, it won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got the idea. Yes.
Yeah, that is about the filter.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because yesterday I didn't understand how it worked, and as soon as you put the slash star in there
Yeah,
and like
because like
this,
we had that infinite.
I didn't know. Yeah, it will infinite loop. I didn't understand. What happened here. Yeah. Because I didn't understand the flow of it. Okay. I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so with this basically like we completed the advanced Java course. So
Yeah.
now the thing which you asked is like multi-threading,
Yeah.
MVC and web services, right? Okay.
Yeah, maybe web service. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever we
today I
use
can
for
give
the.
like overview of what is web service maybe because that will be simple. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, really? Web service is simple. Okay.
Yeah. So you can just think it like okay. Just consider suppose if you want to connect to some database. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for authorize this login itself, you need to check the credential with the database whether that username is there or not in the user table. So what you can
Mm-hmm.
do, you can have the code here and that database should be in this machine or some other machine and you can use the URL. Okay. So it should be connected like through LAN or something. Then you can add the code in this Java and you can get the username and you can do it. This is normal database thing. Okay.
Right.
Now you just consider that database is in some other server. Okay,
Right.
and there is already code which is written to access the database, like even for login, adding user, insert user, for everything, the code is written already. Okay, so till now you are clear. But that code is not written by you. it is from some other person who is written, the database well managed, it is there in the
Right.
some other server. So now from this server you need to access that code which is there in the other server. So on
Right.
that case we will use the concept of web service.
Uh-huh.
So web service is nothing. You can call the other server's code or something other project from your project using the method which is called is web service.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now what happens? The just take again it's the same thing. Now you need to send a request to that particular URL and you need to get the response from that URL. So everything holds the same, even in case of web service also. But the
Right.
only thing is the okay, there are two types of web services, but I'm talking.
Hello, Gary, you there? Hello, Gary? Hello, Gary? You still there? Hello, Gary? Hello? Hello, Gary?
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, okay, okay, now it's okay now.
Yeah, so I don't know like what happened. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it
let
was
me.
it was silent for the last few minutes, so I can hear anything at all.
Okay. Okay. So let me come again. So basically
Okay.
this is what. So you have one server where you have all the projects, and there is another
Yeah.
server where you have database. The code is written already to access the database.
Right.
Now you
Right.
are trying to access that code from your project.
Right.
On that case, you will go for the web service. There are in Java there
Right.
are mainly two web service. One is JAX RS, one JAX WS. RS and WS. So whenever you are
Uh-huh.
telling RS, it is a RESTful. So you don't have to worry about RESTful now because that is
Mhm.
advanced one now. Okay, WS is the one which is there for quite a long time. Okay, in the WS, what you will do, the same thing. How we are sending the request to response from the browser, the same way for the web service also you will send a request, which is SOAP request, and whatever it comes back from the web service is SOAP response. Basically, the value which is given will be in the XML format. Value which you get will be in the XML format. Though the values
That
like
that that
yeah,
yeah. That, I'm sorry, Gary. That
yeah,
is a soap or a rest? Are you talking about
SOAP.
soap? Okay.
Yeah,
So we're talking about soap. The
yeah,
data is in the XML format. So
yeah,
when you send it, and the data received in the XML format,
yeah,
that's soap.
yeah.
So that's the old way of doing it.
Yeah, well, but still people are using that one because it is there for quite a long time.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, because of we are sending the request in XML and response in XML, the only benefit of using web service is you just consider that the code which is written to access the database is in a 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what I was saying is now the code which is written to access the database is written in C or .NET, C sharp. Consider thinking like that.
Right.
So it is not in Java. But even if you are accessing from this Java web project, as you are using a XML for passing the data, you can still access that code. Did you got it? Now you are accessing a C or C++ code from Java using web service because the data which is passed from these two servers are XML based. So that's the main
So
advantage
it's a,
of going for web service.
yeah. So yeah. That's so in another word, the data is like neutral. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's you're using C++ or using Java, right? Because the XML is XML. Like
Yeah,
everybody understands XML. Is that what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the main thing for going for the web service.
Okay.
Okay. No, no, that's the same
That's
thing.
with
Yeah.
that's a SOAP. That's with SOAP, right? But
Yeah,
then
but
REST.
even REST is some, because I'm not that much aware of REST,
That's
but
okay.
in the REST, the only thing is like what it will happen in case of SOAP, you just consider like this. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
You just think like this. The web service URL will be somewhat like this. Maybe HTTP slash some, maybe just take for now localhost.
Mhm.
Maybe here abc dot come something like this slash the service name slash method name like this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the
Is
URL
it
for accessing the service. So this will be
mhm.
the class name and this will be the method name. So this is
Okay?
the method
And
name,
this
this is
is
the
SOAP.
class.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is SOAP, right?
No, no,
SOAP.
I'll
SOAP.
come back to that later. So for now, just think there is a so normally if there is a class, you will access like this. The class can be accessed like this and method can be accessed like this. In case
Okay.
of
So
SOAP, what
service and
you
then the
will,
class. Yeah.
yeah. So in case of SOAP, what will happen? There is one file which is WSDL file, which is web service description language.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so in this file what will happen, it will have all the information of what is the service name, what is the method which is present in there. Basically there is a entire format is there to read this WSDL, so how we can read everything, but it has the information of what are the method and what is the class.
Okay. And
Okay.
this is the the whistle. Is that an XML file?
It's a XML file which has the
Okay.
information about the class that you are trying to access.
And the method.
Yeah. So this whistle
Okay.
file will also have like the method has what are the parameters and what are the parameters that you need to pass. Everything will be there in the whistle file. So whenever you are writing code in our machine, we will refer this whistle file to know about this class and methods. It just seems like some guide to what you are trying to access.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it has all the informations. Now based on this, you will format your SOAP request, then you will send it to this particular service. Then based on that
Okay.
request, it will give the response. The response will be in XML format and again you can get it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you clear
So
it?
so
Someone?
this
Yeah.
yes. So this the web description language is an XML file that it has everything in it, right? I mean, it has a class name, the method name, and then also the what's it's returning and all that.
Yeah, so I'll just get some sample.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I don't see how. Yeah. So let's say that let's say that there's a database authentication. They have somebody write the code to authenticate and all that.
Yeah,
So they have to advertise this WSDL file somewhere so that
yeah,
people want to use
you
it.
can see here,
That
see here.
okay,
So this will be one sample visual file. It has something like definition, which is service, and there are some lot of things. Don't worry about that.
okay,
Okay, and you
okay.
can see here. One second.
Where's the class name and
Yeah, I'll come
the
down. Yeah,
method
yeah.
name?
So each has some specific meaning, but for now we'll just see what is a method. So if you see inside binding, you can see the operation. That means there is one method which says hello.
Okay,
It needs the input. One second. That file is somewhat not clear. One second. Okay, here one
yeah.
is there. Okay, Okay, just leave it. I'll just explain based on this. Okay, so there is a soap. Inside binding, you can see the operations. So whenever that operation is there, that means that is a method. Okay, like this, there will be many operations inside this binding. So you can see here what are the input is needed. There is a input and there is a output. Basically, here they are using the XSD, but instead of that, here it will tell whereas a string or int, what are the input that needs to send and what is that output that you are getting. So all the information will be here.
Can you point to me? Can you point to me in here
Yeah,
the one example of the input and the
yeah.
output?
See, here this is a binding.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so in this one,
look for the binding. Yeah, look for the
yeah,
binding. Okay.
binding. Basically, we need to see everything, but as it's a like high level, I'm just explaining this binding.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, in this
Right. Right. I
one,
mean, for now, just the basics.
yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah.
name and the method
And
and that.
here you
Yeah.
can see the operation, which is the method. So you can see there is a method name is there, and you can see
Mm-hmm.
the input here, what it needs,
Mm-hmm.
input it needs to send, and what output that you are getting. Basically, here you can see they are referring to some file name called XSD.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is one other way of sending the input. Basically, they will have one more file name this.xsd, but don't get
Which
confused.
is
Okay, which one
yeah,
they
I know.
mean?
It's a
Yeah,
yeah. SFD is just a schema
yeah,
basically.
yeah. So what it will be like here, they will have some two string or three string input or two string one in int input. So instead of specifying all the three here, they created this schema. There they specified those three inputs and they're referring that file here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Okay.
Okay.
So
Where is the
basically,
class name?
yeah,
Where is the
class
class name?
names. This is a service name.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. The
Yeah,
service name
it's a
and
service tag. In the service tag, you can find the service
also
name.
search. Yeah. Okay. Service name. Okay. And
So
then
it's a service
the method would be
operation.
operation name.
Yeah,
Okay. So, but it could have like a, I mean, in this example only has one, right? It could have
yeah,
like the
yeah.
I'm
Many
talking about
methods.
the
Yeah,
last name one, but you can have like two or three operations too.
yeah. Operation will be more, much
More,
more.
right?
Yeah.
Much more.
And then you need to know this target namespace. So this is the URL to access this web service, which is a target
Okay.
namespace.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, these are some important things. And when you're accessing it, you can still access like you can use some third-party jar to access it or some other way. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, while creating a web visual for each language, there is some specification like these are the annotation and these are the configuration that you need to use. So while creating that is there, but in high level, what is web service means? If you have two different places and if you want to access it, you can use this web service. Even if it is other language, you can access because it's a SOAP.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, I lost
No,
it. So can
yeah.
you just said yeah.
Normally, like web service means you are trying to access something which is not in your server,
Right. Right. Yes.
and for that you are sending our XML based request and response, so that if the code is there written in even in different language, you can able to access it. Now
Yes.
you
Yes.
don't have
Okay.
to rewrite the code in your language to access the database. The function is
Right.
already there, then you can utilize it. Yeah, but there are many things like how to create it, how to access it. So those things are still there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now I have a question, Gary.
yeah, yeah,
Let's say this is the web service, right?
yeah.
So I write I implement the web service, right?
Okay.
Code, right?
Yeah,
So I advertise this web description language, right? To
yeah,
whoever want to use it, right? They have to follow, right?
yeah,
Now, uh, but let's say somehow I, I change the operation name. I no longer using the get
yeah,
endorsing border, something like that. So I
yeah,
change the operation name to something else.
yeah.
So that means I need to advertise a new web
Web file.
description language, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that right?
yeah. You
So
need to
that
generate.
means,
Yeah.
right, then the client, whoever use my web service, they need to change their code, right,
Yeah,
to
there
call the
is
right.
one better way to avoid that is they've written code something like they don't have to change the code, so only some configuration file so that everything will be. So what I will do is instead of changing my code in my code, I will reference some
Mhm.
property file. From there, I will get the name. So that even if you
Oh, I
change the
see.
visual file, once you give it, I'll just change that property file so that that will reflect. So I don't have to worry about changing the code. So that's the effective way of coding when you're accessing a web service. So if
Oh, I
they
see.
didn't
So put
follow
the
the,
operation name.
yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah,
yeah. So no, no yeah. It's no need to code. Just change the.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Would it be the same? Not only changing the name. Let's say they keep the name the same, but they return something else different.
Yeah,
Same thing.
on that case, like I will tell again. So basically, when there is a change in result, you need to change the code. But to avoid that, you can have many things. Like what we will do in our project is, so instead of sending a request in different format, we'll have something like JSON format. So it will be only
Okay.
one string.
Jason.
So that string will be passed. So what we will do, whatever the value from there, we can add it. So if suppose in future they are adding one more parameter, then that will be inside only JSON passing. So in this case, while accessing, there won't be any problem. But in our code, we will be changing it. So it's basically like that's why the maintenance team is there. So whenever the change is there, the maintenance team will handle the code change. There is a supporting
Oh,
team is always there for the project application. So basically, you
oh,
need to think that if you are creating a web service, you are not supposed to change. So that is some standard way. But if you are changing it, then code needs to be changed. But to avoid that, you can still have some like precautions, but it won't always work. You got it right. So if there is a difference between two things, if that is changing, this also should be changed.
so how do people find out about the web description?
Yeah, basically,
Web
whenever you are
listing.
coding from Eclipse itself, you can generate the visual file. So the visual
Oh,
file will be automatically generated. So once you code, you will create a visual file and you will give it to the whoever consuming this web service.
okay. But then I'm talking about people who want to use it. They need to get on their website and go to the website and search for the Western language or something. Is that
No, no. Okay.
for instance, the reason I asked that, okay, because I don't know much about this. This is a new area to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
It is
let's say
actually, yeah.
people been talking a lot about the Amazon Web Services, right?
Okay, so that
Does
is
that mean that Amazon they create a lot of web services that people can call and then do get something? Is
no,
that
no,
what it
no.
is?
Actually,
Or
not
no?
not that one. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so I don't understand
we are
that.
talking
Yeah,
this web service. It is exactly like suppose you have your own database. Now you want to have
yeah,
access to that database. Then what you will do, you will just write some code. That code will be
right,
accessing, and you can use it. It's all in the same server. Now, if you have your
right,
database in some other server, then what you will do, you will write the code in that server. From this server to that server, you will make this web service call. So this is a normal web
right,
service. But in case of
right.
Amazon Web Service, they will have. Actually, I'm not aware of the Amazon Web Service, but there is no web service which is designed for you to access. Basically, it's your database, your code, and you are writing your web services.
Yeah. But
Okay,
okay,
so
I understand that. I understand that part. But
yeah,
then, if you don't know about the Amazon, that's okay. I'm just curious. People been talking a lot about the Amazon Web Services.
yeah,
So is that the same thing?
no,
That
no,
that they have a web service that access their stuff that we can use? Is that what it is?
no, that
No?
is different. Yeah,
Oh, that's different. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll try that. Yeah. Because I heard about Amazon Web,
yeah,
AWS,
yeah.
Amazon
Even
Web
I
Service a
was,
lot. I don't know what that is.
yeah, even I was hearing that. Okay, but I'm not sure like what it
Okay,
is.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's very okay. I just jumped too much here. I just heard
Yeah.
all the term and then I assumed. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
basically, how it will be like if you're there's a company which is developing website for their project, so they will give some
mm,
contact to some other team for managing database. Other team will be managing the code. So if those
right.
teams should be communicated, then they will use web service, something like that. So everything will
Okay.
be like from whom you need to get the visitor, every information you will be knowing. So something like that.
Okay.
So if there is a
Okay.
change, then you can contact that person and you can get to know like
Mm,
what is got changed, something like that.
right.
Yeah.
Mm. Um. Um. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I'm just asking you if it's okay,
Yeah.
then you say okay. If not, that's okay too. But
Okay. Okay.
um, since we talk about the web services,
Yeah.
and look like you familiar with the SOAP, right? SOAP
Yeah. Yeah.
web services. For tomorrow,
Yeah.
can you like prepare one example and then go through and then let's say a web service or anything, and then can you walk through that with me and say say, okay, go to this website. This is the web service they advertise, right? And then we're gonna use that. And then how do I use that? Is that possible? If not, then it's okay too. I'm asking
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
understood actually.
You know
Like,
what, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Basically, they go through one exercise, so I know what it's like. That's what I mean. Like because our Java code, right? We need to. I want to see like in the Java code. Okay, you said about the target, something like target namespace or something like that. So what code do I need to do and to set it up and say, okay, set up the target namespace is namespace.snowboard-info.com. Then from here you get the web service or something, I don't know, web service name and get the method and then do the call and then you get the data back or something. Can we do that at all? Or if that's too much for you, then that's okay. You
basically
know what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to go do one exercise. If that's possible, if not, that's okay too. I mean, but
yeah, yeah,
we,
understood actually. So like I told, like I don't have access to my code. That is a problem. Maybe what I can do is, I will try for some code. If possible, I will show it
Mhm.
to you tomorrow. That's what.
Yeah.
If suppose if I have my laptop and
Oh,
that's what, that is a
oh,
different case. So I'll have some template already ready and I can use it.
okay. Yeah, if you don't have a laptop tomorrow, that's okay. Always do it some other day. But you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
understood.
let's say some web service by a company somewhere, right? Let's say uh, I don't know. Let's say Facebook, right? So they must have web services so we can use to.
That is what like we can't able to access their web services. It's like confidential and they will be using it. So that's what I was trying to
Okay.
say. So the web service won't be available. It is like you are creating for your project. So that's what the web
Oh,
service
okay.
is. Like you're coding for your project, the same way you will code for you accessing your database, and to connecting your code with your database, you are creating a web service. It's not something which is explicitly available. It is again your
Oh,
coding, but as you have both the things in different server, you are trying to connect those two things with your web service. So web service is not something which is readily available and we can access it. It is something that you can code between your two servers.
yes, yeah. But that was if I were to implement the web service. But
Yeah.
I thought there's let's say some company out there that they advertise their web service that we can use. So basically, I just want to like have an example of some
Example we can
website,
get. Okay.
right? Some whistle, right? Some
Hmm.
company. I thought they advertise that, and then we can look at their whistle
Okay,
file,
okay, okay.
and then we say, okay, I'm just a client that call those and get the data back. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh,
understood. Yeah, yeah, I got it,
yeah.
but
I,
yeah,
I'm
let
not.
me
I'm
see.
not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
understood.
we're not implementing the web service, but we just use it. You mean there's some web service
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there available we can call and say, let's say, web service.
Yeah, yeah, understood. Like that's what, like maybe not tomorrow, but I will try it.
Yeah,
If otherwise,
yeah,
like we will see it. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Whenever,
Yeah,
just one simple example.
yeah. Okay.
Let's say I'm trying to think. Let's say, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
let's say
that's okay.
I assume something simple like this. Okay,
Yeah,
let's say time, right?
yeah,
uh, or yeah, time, right? If you maybe specify the country and then the city or something,
yeah, yeah. I got
then
it.
and
Like
then
we'll see
maybe
one.
maybe the service will return and say, oh, right now for that country it's 10 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah,
But if
okay.
I put India or something as its input, then it will return back and say right now it's 8 something in the morning.
Yeah, yeah,
I
okay.
assume something like that, and I'm just writing Java code using that service just to
Yeah,
get something back.
yeah, understood.
That's all I want.
So, okay.